Have you ever felt like there's just something holding you back from achieving your dreams? Do you want to start an online business? You want to start a business in real life? You want to make money online, but you just don't believe that it is possible? Well, today we're going to discuss these limiting beliefs and exactly how to overcome them to help you achieve the goals that you may think today are unrealistic. In order to do this, we're going to look at the story of Alex, who was just a normal 9-to-5er working a job as an accountant, whose dream was to start his own online eco-friendly furniture store. And we're going to talk about the steps that he took from not believing that it was possible and thinking that it was a scam to actually achieving his dreams. For those of you that don't know, my name is Sal, and in March of 2023, I escaped the rat race. I quit my 9-to-5 and started my first online business. And today we're going to talk about the 4 steps that you need to take in order to overcome your limiting beliefs, just like Alex did after he met a successful entrepreneur at a wedding. Before we actually get into the 4 steps, we first need to identify and define exactly what a limiting belief is. In the most simplest of terms, a limiting belief is a state of mind or belief that stops you from achieving what you desire. It is something that tells you that it is not possible to do what you want to do. And so let's take a look at Alex. Like I mentioned, Alex was working 9-to-5. He was working as an accountant, but he was very unfulfilled and wanted to do more with his life. His dream, what his real dream was to start an online eco-friendly furniture business. But the reason that he never ever got started was because he didn't believe that it was possible. He believed that e-commerce was already way too saturated, and most of those people out there telling you that you can make money online were lying and scamming. And so because of that limiting belief, he never got started. However, one day Alex went to a wedding where he met a bunch of old school friends, and what he learned at that wedding changed his entire life. And so when Alex went to that wedding, he met one of his old school friends, Joshua, and he asked Joshua what he does. And Joshua told him, I'm an online e-commerce business. I make 100K a month selling jewelry, and it's been really successful, and I'm having the time of my life. And Alex was in shock. He was like, wait, but it's actually possible? Like, I went to school with you and you're actually making money? Like, I thought it was a scam. I thought it wasn't possible. And Joshua said, of course it's possible. If you believe that it's possible and you truly have an abundance growth mindset and you're willing to put in the work, then it is completely possible. And Alex was still a little bit shocked. He couldn't comprehend what Joshua was telling him. And so he said, Joshua, I don't believe that it's possible. I still think that it's a scam and it's impossible, but you're telling me that it's possible. So tell me exactly how I overcome these beliefs or these limiting beliefs that is stopping me from actually getting started. And so Alex gave him a 4-step framework that we're going to discuss, and what he told Alex changed his life. And so let's look at these steps that Joshua broke down for Alex to help him overcome his limiting beliefs and start that online business that he had dreamed of doing his whole life. And that first step that Alex was told was that he had to overcome his limiting beliefs. That is what Joshua told him. He said that you need to write down every single thing that is holding you back right now on a piece of paper and visualize them in person. And so what Alex did after meeting Joshua is he went home and he wrote down his limiting beliefs, which were fundamentally 2 things, right? Number 1, he believed that the market was too saturated. And number 2, he believed that this idea of online money was a scam for 99% of people. And so Alex wrote down these limiting beliefs, and it's very important because this is just step 1, and you will understand why this is so important when we get to step 4. And so if you're also wondering, this is the step that you need to implement. Follow what Alex did and write down every single limiting belief right now that is holding you back. Alex then told Joshua, okay, once I've written down all my limiting beliefs, now what? Now I can just see them in front of me in a piece of paper. So cool, awesome, what's next? So Joshua told him, step number 2 is to actually take full responsibility of your life. Joshua explained to Alex that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. You just have to swap that 2 and change it into 4. And simply what that does is that instills self-accountability into your life. You are now understanding that everything that happens around you is within your control, and you are going to be fully self-accountable for everything. What Alex did when he went back to his day-to-day life, he started looking at little things, right? So for example, when his girlfriend told him off and said, what you're doing is wrong and you're messing up the house, instead of blaming his girlfriend and getting angry at him, instead he flipped that to, okay, how can I be more accommodating? He started to instill small little habits where he tried to find blame in himself for every little thing that would go wrong in his life, and in that way he was subconsciously implementing self-accountability into his life. The second that you are able to start taking responsibility for everything is the second you start to open your mind up and realize that the more control you are in, it means that you are actually able to achieve even more, right? Because you're no longer blaming external factors for your surroundings. And so in the same way, when you look at the limiting beliefs and you feel that the market is too saturated, once you realize you are in control of your own life, and whether the market is saturated or not is out of your control, you can now leverage that as an opportunity to build a business and find a unique selling point to your advantage, right? So Alex started to instill this mindset shift within his life, and he started to notice that he was a lot more happier being self-accountable, and also became a lot more productive as a result. So Joshua had now given him the first 2 of the 4 steps, right? But Alex was still unconvinced. He knew that he would go home and he started implementing these things, but then he said, okay, once I've done these first 2 things, what is the third thing that I need to do? And so Joshua told him, you need to let go of certainty. If you truly want to aim big and you want to achieve these big dreams that you envision, you have to let go of this element of certainty. As human beings, we seek comfort in certainty. We find comfort in being certain, in knowing that we have things that are guaranteed, right? That's why we work 9 to 5s. We know that we're guaranteed a paycheck at the end of the month, regardless of how the work goes. Whereas as an entrepreneur, you never know where the next paycheck might come from, right? And so Alex started to realize, okay, my whole life, I've been happy getting my paychecks every single month. I've been happy with just, having this disciplined routine, working from Monday to Friday, having a little break on the weekends. I now need to break out of that comfort zone, right? And so he started to spend every bit of spare time thinking, how am I going to launch this online furniture business of mine? He started understanding. He took an e-commerce course. He started learning how websites are built. He started trying to find a new unique selling point. And through that uncomfortable nature of changing routine in his life, and instead of watching Netflix every night, he started looking at how he could find a unique selling point. That is how he came up with the idea of finding a gap in the market and noticing, hey, people are currently really looking for eco-friendly products. People are really worried about climate change, and so I'm going to build a furniture store, but all my products are going to be eco-friendly. They're going to be environmentally friendly, and that's going to be my unique selling point to attract that niche customer. And so through letting go of certainty and embracing discomfort, Alex started to form a business plan because he broke his routine and started to change his life. And the way that you can implement that into your life is if you right now have a really big dream, and for example, you want to start a marketing agency, instead of coming home every night after school or after your 9 to 5 job, you're not going to just watch telly and watch Netflix and watch the football game. You're going to go and do research. You're going to go and watch it. Person who's already in your field. You're going to go and network with people on online platforms. A really good place, shameless plug, to go and find people online in business right now is to join my private community, Untapped Potential, link in the bio, where you have a bunch of aspiring and current entrepreneurs all chasing fulfillment to attain financial freedom and push the barriers to get out of their comfort zone and meet other like-minded individuals. Don't let the element of certainty and comfort hold you back from aiming high. You would rather aim high now, take the risks, fail multiple times until you succeed, rather than get to the age of 70, 80, look back and ask yourself, what could have been? Don't regret not going out there and thinking big today. And so when we rewind back to the day of the wedding, Alex had now spoken to Joshua and his mind had already been blown. He started to now see that this was actually possible, but he had to change his mind, right? And so Alex said, okay, you've given me the 3 steps. Now give me that 4th step. Like, what do I do to overcome this limiting belief? How do I make a way to justify that online money is not a scam and maybe the market is not saturated? And so what Joshua said to Alex is that you have to change the way that you talk to yourself, right? And so what Joshua said to Alex is, once you've written down everything that we mentioned in step 1, written down all your limiting beliefs, you're going to find a way to take every single limiting belief that you've written down and turn them into positive affirmations. So for example, one of Alex's limiting beliefs was that the market is too saturated. Instead of saying the market is too saturated, Alex wrote down, I will find a way to stand out in a market with lots of buyers, right? He turned a negative into a positive affirmation. Then online money is a scam. We flipped that from online money is a scam to I am going to work my ass off to make money online and attain financial freedom because of the power of the internet. And so Alex said to Joshua, okay, even if I follow step 4 and I write these things down, which he started to implement, he's like, but I'm not going to believe it straight away. Like, I already think that the market is too saturated. I already think online money is a scam. And Joshua smiled and he looked at Alex and he said, look, it's not overnight that your mindset is going to shift, right? If you've thought a certain way for the first 20 years of your life, you're not going to suddenly think that everything is possible, right? And so what he said is, every single morning when you wake up and every single night before you go to bed, I want you to read out your positive affirmations out loud. I want you to read them every single day until you trick your mind into believing that it is true. Because if you do read something every day and you constantly drill it into your brain, eventually, because you're talking to yourself, you are now in control of your mind. You're taking these negative affirmations and turning them into a positive, and one day that will actually allow you to overcome these limiting beliefs and chase your dreams, which Alex then did down the line. I also did it myself. And you might be watching this with a dose of skepticism and thinking, well, it's easy for you to say it, but I'm telling you, go and do this for 1 month, right? And if in 1 month's time you still have these limiting beliefs, drop me a message and I will personally help you out. I will try and do something about it. But I guarantee if you follow these steps, you will be able to overcome your limiting beliefs. And so Alex implemented step 4. Within 3 months of meeting Joshua, Alex started his online eco-friendly furniture store and quit his 9-to-5 within 6 months of that and went all into his online business simply because he took his limiting beliefs and turned them into positive affirmations. At the end of the day, it all begins up here. If you are able to train your mind to start to believe, you will be able to achieve whatever is possible, just like Alex did. And so if you've got to the end of this video, first I want to thank you and commend you for actually getting through to the end, because this means that you are ready and willing to overcome your limiting beliefs in order to achieve these goals that you truly aspire to achieve, right? I have followed these steps for it to happen. Alex has followed these steps. So why on earth can't you also take the same steps? I'm not telling you that you're going to be a success overnight. I'm not telling you that within 2 weeks you're going to suddenly be a multimillionaire. No, but everything stems from belief. If you believe that it is possible and then you take the actions, you can do it. So what I want you to do is I want you to comment a limiting belief that you currently have, and I will reply to that and show you how to turn it into a positive affirmation, which you are then going to write down and say every single morning and every single night until your mind believes that it is going to happen, okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share it with someone who's suffering with limiting beliefs right now, and do, of course, subscribe. And like I said, if you want to be part of a community filled with like-minded individuals, I have a free community for you to join. So make sure to check out Untapped Potential, link in the description, and I will see you in the next video.